It's a very short story called The Ritual, and it has an epigraph from H.P. Lovecraft. Only the poor and the lonely remember. He had been walking for a long time, and it was time to finish. He knew now why he was walking, but not how to do the thing he called finish. Telos, telestes, ending things. It was something his mother had told him, then pretended she hadn't whenever he asked about it later. His father always denied it without a word, just looked away out the window. What pale eyes a father has, how far away they see, how they never face anything that is here. Years ago he had started walking to get away from the place his father refused to look at. Him, there, that is, here, wherever he was. Walk and reach that other place that his father was looking at always. Reach that place and do something there. What was he supposed to do? Maybe he would know when he got there. Build something, kill something, break something, say something. There are so few things we know how to do, really. From what his mother said, then denied, from what his father never said, but always watched, empty-hearted, for he had tried to piece together instructions for his life. What should he do? What should anyone do? So he walked there, wherever it was, that he would know by this fact alone, that he would stop there and go no further. Somehow he knew he would know when to stop, or know that he had stopped and notice only then, and it would be right. Meantime, everybody who looked away from him was looking there. He just had to follow their empty glances, their embarrassed or irritated lookings away, and he would know the way. And somehow his body would know when to stop. Then he knew he would take something out of his pocket and use it, or else pick something off the ground right there in the street or on the beach and use it. And he would know how to use this thing, and what other thing or things to use with it, and what rhythm to use in playing one thing against the other. He would know the words to say. He is sure that at that moment he will listen to the inside of his head and hear some words, and all he'll have to do is say them out loud, and it will be done. Okay. So my favorite piece in this book, not to give away anything like a preference, is the almost impossible to read, because it's a mixture of story and essay and something, an investigation. It's called The Confessions of Don Juan, not Don Juan Matus of famous Mexican mythology, Castaneda and all that, but Don Juan de Norio, the usual Don Juan, Don Giovanni, the wicked seducer who seduced many in Germany and in France. Mine at España merely today, but in Spain, 1003. He's that famous Don Juan. It works on the premise, this story does, and in this sense it's an essay, i.e. an investigation, i.e. a discovery. But there's only one hero that we have in Europe, who is a young man who's called Parsifal, and as a middle-aged man who's called Don Juan, and as an old man who's called Faust. So the Confessions of Don Juan could be called the Confessions of Parsifal, or they could be called the Confessions of Faust. But my publisher, who didn't want me to talk about Marilyn Monroe, suggested Don Juan was a more interesting subject for confessions than, anyway. So it's a long story, and I want to read just a section of it to give you a sense of its flavor and its what it's trying to... See, here I'm trying to use fiction in the way that we all conventionally expect poetry to be used, to discover something, to find out something. Not something in the heart, but something in that thing called the actual world over there. In this case, a kind of a cultural icon, discover it or deconstruct it. So it's a story in that it has a beginning, a middle, end. Things happen. Something happens at the end. But along the way, there are these endless weavings and reflections. I'll read you a little bit, just to give you a sense of its flavor, because I like the piece a lot.